You are listening to the only show where a former police officer, alongside a current law school student, tackle politics, the legal system, and corruption. The show known around the world as Qualified Immunity. What's up, Mr. Cohen?
Not much. I mean, new studio.
New studio. Oh, yeah, new studio. That's a polite way to put it. Not really, but we got moved to hotel rooms. In case anybody's out there is ever curious what he means by new studio. We do not actually have a new studio.
You get a new studio.
Like, I'm like, dude, don't ever let your house catch on fire. That's all I'm going to say. So, this is going to be a fun one. I do like that camera angle different.
I'm still getting used to it.
I know. Because you're used to it being right in your face.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't do my hair today. This is going to look fun on video. Huh. Does money change you?
Interesting question.
It's a serious, and you'll see where I'm going. This leads back into politics and the legal system, and
Yeah. I mean, my immediate response was, I'm of the opinion that money equals power, to some degree.
I can see that.
And I think power changes people a little bit. Although, I don't know. That's interesting.
See? Think about it. Now that you're thinking about it.
Well, I don't know if... I mean, I've always been of the opinion that... I've always stated the opinion that power changes people, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I wonder if power maybe just makes you more comfortable being who
You really are.
are. Yeah.
I heard a quote last week, and it intrigued me. And I started thinking about this, and the actual quote was, "You are who you are. Money just makes you more comfortable being it."
Okay.
And it was one of the super influencers. I would say his name, but I'm honestly not sure if I can say his name without permission.
Yeah.
But I heard the comment that, and you and I have watched politics for years. We've seen this entire landscape, this entire back and forth of capitalists versus communists versus anarcho-capitalists versus anarcho-comms and blah, 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 whatever. The problem I run into is this. I think those people were those people before they got any money. When it comes to politicians and leaders and...
When you say those people, are you talking about the politicians themselves?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Well,
okay.
And business leaders, and the expounded upon thought was, you are who you are, money just makes you more comfortable being it. He immediately says right after, if you were a nice person, you're going to be a nicer person. It lets you expound upon who you actually are. If you were an asshole, you're going to be a bigger asshole. If you were greedy, you're going to be even more greedy. Like, all money does, and I started thinking about that. All money does is make you expound upon who you actually are. And I started thinking about that, and like, I'm not sure I believe that, but I'm not sure I don't believe that.
I mean, I tell you this all the time. I have lots of friends that I don't like friends that I don't trust, friends that I don't like, but they're still my friends.
Yeah, I understand that to a point.
And
I don't, okay, to a point.
I also have lots of friends that, I look at them and I think, man, I really hope they never, get elected to office, or I really hope they never, come to a bunch of money.
Hope I never get elected. I get it.
I don't know if I would say that. See, that's the other thing. Most people say people don't change. I actually believe people change.
I believe people change every 7 years.
Looking back, 5 years ago, I was a completely different person. And
yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
At least my political...
You're a hell of a lot nicer now.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that much nicer.
I think the more open-minded you get, the nicer you get.
maybe not nicer, maybe more tolerant.
Oh, tolerant, nicer. Sure, it's a fine line with you. I'm still an ass. Have I gotten nicer?
I think you've gotten nicer.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's kind of scary.
I mean, you used to be mean.
I don't think it was mean. I don't know.
Like there were some conversations I just didn't want to have with you because I knew how it was going to go. And like now, I mean, there's much that I wouldn't talk about with you. So
This just be. I think the difference of it has honestly become a. And I have not like magically come into a bunch of money. But it's back then. If I could play the devil's advocate and you have to question it. Now you know me well enough that you're like, I know you're full of like I know you're playing the opposite side just to piss me
well,
off.
I do know that you're full of crap now. So there's that.
Well, thanks. That depends.
Okay, Mr. Law School.
You're the one that went down that rabbit hole. By the way, have you ever tried DMT?
I'm wondering if that's going to continue to be a joke like forever.
Forever.
on this.
It will forever be a joke on this. And the funny part is, have we ever explained that joke?
No, and I don't think you need to. Like,
Yeah, if you listen to podcasts,
Yeah,
you know this joke.
you know what that is.
But the question, okay, it's like that. So the person that, I don't know, it's a Joe Rogan reference if you don't understand it.
Yeah.
But you get this moment of time of going, Rogan didn't always have that kind of money. Did Rogan change because of the money, or because I think money equals freedom.
Okay.
That like everybody's always said money equals power
Well,
and power equals money.
I think to some degree, you have to equate a certain amount of power with freedom. I mean, if you don't have any power, you don't have freedom. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's.
I would say that.
It's getting down a lot theological
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
this is getting really deep.
That got really deep really fast.
I mean,
But most people will say money and power go hand in hand.
yeah.
If you have money, you can have power.
Let me say this: freedom's a type of power.
Yes.
I'll-
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay, we can at least say that.
Freedom is a type of power. I will agree with that.
And to a very large extent, money gives you the freedom to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It just gives you ability.
There's a lot of people who don't equate money with freedom. Well, if you have money, you have power. If you have power, you have money. And power, this is gonna come full circle.
Yeah. This is such a definition game at this point. Like
It depends. But my point is everybody looks up, and I don't think, honestly, and this is just me being honest, I don't think Donald Trump without money would be any different than Donald Trump with money. I think he's gonna be a pompous ass one or the other.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think that one of those, you take money away from people, I don't think they change. If anything, they get meaner.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I do.
I don't know. I've not thought a lot about money. I've thought a lot about power, which, again, they're similar. I don't know.
And there's the ironic divide is I don't really think about power.
Well, yeah.
I really don't. It's like,
Well,
whatever.
Interesting thought just crossed my mind. You were an economics major.
Yeah.
And I was a political science major.
True.
Which
I think money runs power in the entire world.
Well, it depends on what you mean by run. Sorry.
Got it.
I'm so
There
sorry.
it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It depends what your definition of is.
And the pitch, and the setup, and there it is.
When you say run, what do you mean? Like, do you mean like
I think
money controls power, or money transfers into power.
money controls power
Okay, maybe, yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're talking about communist China or the United States or who's the freest country in the world now? Netherlands.
Um, yeah, I think when I was in college, it was between Netherlands and Ireland. Maybe Iceland. Maybe I'm confused.
It's like it's got to be Iceland.
Maybe
I'm Irish. It's in Ireland.
Yeah.
It is not Ireland.
Yeah, actually, I think you say that.
Because they're still
yeah.
worried about cars going off.
Um,
But that's what I mean. I'm going. It doesn't matter where it is Iceland. It was. I remember that now.
well, and I guess in places in communist countries like China, or places where more or less you don't actually have real money.
You still have money.
You still have money, but power is the currency.
No.
I mean, prestige, power. You don't think so?
No.
Status.
I think money. I think especially like the economy we're in now, and
Okay.
the way the world economy is shaped now. Money controls power.
Okay.
You want somebody to disappear from a position of power because they won't do what you want. If you have enough money, and I'm not talking murder. I'm talking unelected.
Right.
Now, communist China, maybe a different story. But it all goes back to Donald Trump. Or, I mean, if you think about it, Donald Trump is this weird enigma because I don't want to say he had no power because he had power. He was the CEO.
But the majority of his power came from his wealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the first one I think I've seen that's been quote unquote independently wealthy, and I don't consider him that, but I also look at things differently. I don't consider him that wealthy. Like, yeah, he's wealthy, but he's not.
Yeah.
Top 50.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also worth kind of noting other parties like the Clintons. They've used power to
Accumulate wealth.
accumulate money.
And I think Donald Trump was the paradigm shift.
Using money to accumulate power.
Because I don't think you've ever had to. I think that option has always been there. That option has always happened like that.
Mhm.
I do not think it has ever been so openly presented. How's that? Is that a,
Okay, yeah. Well, and it is worth noting, especially here in Oklahoma, I mean, people with money, corporations namely, but people with money, wealthy families in this state, they
call people and laws get made.
Yeah, they run the legislature, and just to a large degree, they run the governorship.
It's like that everywhere.
Yeah, but on a scale like this, I mean, on the statewide scale, regardless of what state you're in, it's just easy to see. If you're
Oh, you want to see the easiest state in the world to see it in?
Congress?
No,
No.
California.
Oh, the easiest state.
Yeah, the easiest state.
Congress is actually really easy too, because you also have the federal. Is it the
Federal Election Commission?
Yes, election commission. They don't call theirs the ethics commission. Because you can see who all the donors are, and it's corporations.
Well, and that doesn't even count under hand of money, under the table money.
True. You're not talking about Brock. You're talking about campaign contributions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
which they're the same thing.
I was like, they're the same thing. Like, I hate it when people are like, oh, they give money under the table as a bribe.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
Because campaign contributions are the same thing, but they're legal.
Dude, it's limited.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why I just yawned in the middle of the afternoon.
I mean, I can tell you why.
What?
You haven't been sleeping.
I know.
You slept, what, maybe 8 hours in the past 2 days?
Yeah, pretty close.
At most.
Yeah, pretty close.
Because I know how much you slept the night before last night. I know roughly how much you slept last night. How much you could have slept last night. So.
But I had a reason to get up this morning.
That's good. You should have one of those every day.
True. God bless. That sounded awful.
That sounded really terrible.
I had a reason to wake up and get out of bed this morning. That's my bad. I love you, kids.
Okay, now it sounded terrible.
Just like,
Oh my goodness.
oh, it's so hard living. Like, and I think I started thinking about this because in my head it was like on the first level, on the initial surface level, it was a question about current state. Like if I had money, I could just go rebuild something
Yeah.
and just have the insurance reimburse me,
Yeah.
kind of deal, versus what I'm in now of waiting and fighting and everything
Yeah.
with insurance.
Right.
And then that I expounded upon that and realized, as much as I'm voting for her,
Mhm.
as much as I'm voting for Joe Jorgensen,
Mhm.
she's not gonna have a snowball chance of time.
Mm, I don't know.
Go look through third-party
I
candidates.
think it's unlikely she'll win.
Who's the closest one that ever? Who's the one that ever got the closest?
Was it Ross Perot?
Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Money.
Money.
You're so quick to dismiss things, though.
What?
I don't know. Have a little faith, maybe.
I'm an economics guy. Show me the statistics. Show me the probability.
Statistics can't tell you everything.
You can come pretty close. People said money can't buy happiness either, and that's a lie.
Depends on your definition of happiness.
That's true. You know what'd be funny is if we ever get money. I look back at this podcast and be like, those two dumb sons of bitches didn't have any idea what they were talking about.
I mean,
As we pick up our T-bill.
since we are talking about this, I mean, I've got my shopping list if I ever do get the money, but I mean, I also know that none of that stuff is going to change how happy I am. Like, I'll get joy out of it, but
I bought something recently that changed how happy I am.
yeah, but that's going to fade.
I know this, but I've wanted it for 20 years. Hopefully I get like a 50% depreciation rate.
You want me to make this a really depressing episode?
What?
You wanted it for 20 years, and about 3 you're not going to even care.
That's not true. I bought a truck, in case anybody's wondering. I mean, it wasn't even a new truck. I legitimately bought
A 20-year-old
a 20-year-old truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally the same truck that you wanted 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they came out.
Yeah.
Because it was right after it was a slight body style change between. Never mind. I'm not going to go into the dichotomy of why I wanted a certain year F-250 or F-350. And I bought an F-250. It makes me happy.
I'm also never really understand. Well, I do kind of understand that now that I think about it.
Understand what?
I understand it now in this minute. I've never really understood it before. Like the whole truck is a status symbol thing. Like that's a utility vehicle.
I know.
Like it's
That's why somebody asked me. Somebody texted me. It's got a 6-inch lift on it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you going to take the lift off?" And I'm like, "No." And then they made some comment about compensating. I'm like, "No, like I took it out to the farm today."
Well, and now that I think about it, I kind of understand that because if you have a truck that's immaculate, like you obviously have been using that for utility. You bought a utility vehicle strictly just to show off that you're actually using it.
And I was like, they made some comment about compensating. I'm like, that's not it at all. I was out. There were certain spots today when I was driving at the farm, and I'm like, I might need an 8-inch lift.
Yeah.
Because of soil erosion, like things have changed. Like there's parts of one part of the farm we can't get any other car down anymore. Well, we could get our Jeep down, but we have to fix it.
And I understand like the whole off-roading thing. It's just when you told me you were buying it, I was like, that doesn't make sense because you don't do any off-roading. And that after you bought it, I thought, well, yeah, you don't have anything to off-road with.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't have anything to offer. What? After I bought it, what?
After you bought it, I realized before that you didn't have anything to off-road with. I come from a family of a bunch of Jeep owners.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Loves a Jeep. None of them are lifted that much because
It's also Jeep too. It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Like my wife's got a Jeep. I've got to fix it.
Yeah.
And then it would be fun, but I can't throw drywall
Yeah.
in the back of a Jeep.
Which Jeep decision does she own? Is it
An 87 Wrangler.
Oh, okay.
It's the last year. She's got a 4.2 liter straight six. It's last year. And everybody that's going to listen to this podcast is going to be like, "Oh my God, when did we switch to metal or wrench heads?" Yeah, yeah. If you know anything about us, it's one of those.
I'm going home and changing my own spark plugs after this. So.
Don't ever change the spark plugs in my truck.
Why?
That's why right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Took me a second to catch on that.
Please don't ever change the spark plugs in my truck. I bought a diesel in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
it doesn't have spark plugs.
I forgot for a second it was diesel. The other thing is I don't know anything about diesels. Like I don't.
That's like I'm like after you left last night, I like went out there and showed my wife how to start it. Like, hey, if it's cold outside, you have to wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is not hop in your truck and go.
It's not your regular gas.
Yeah, no. But I love it. I mean, but that's one of those deals too. If I had more money, would I have bought a brand new one? Because a brand new version of that truck is between 70 and 80K.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe that, I go to Ford's website and try and build an F-250 Lariat with four-wheel drive and diesel.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want to spend that much money.
Yeah. It's 70 grand.
And you and I have talked about this. Even my dream car is cheaper than that. Just because.
Yeah.
I mean,
My dream car's not.
I know what your dream car is.
What is it?
Is it the Rolls Royce that we've been talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
My actual dream car is a 59 Stingray.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Candy apple red.
Okay.
I want a 59 Stingray.
I mean, I can't fault you at all for winning a Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, I broke the family tradition by buying a Ford just the other day. Because we've been a shell my parents yet that I bought a hunk of junk truck, but I really want the hunk of junk. Hunk of junk truck.
Oh my gosh. So you don't think money changes people?
I think money just makes people more of who they were to begin with. I think we have a serious problem in this. I think we have a serious problem in this country of being fake. I think the human race has a serious problem of being fake right now.
Yeah, that's perpetually been a problem throughout history, and it's not just. I mean, it's a universal problem. It's not just American. It's not just today. I mean, that's always been a thing.
Well,
that's just society.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I think the advent of technology and social media and everything else that goes along with it is we have a massive problem of being fake.
Yeah.
And I think.
Well, I think social media has just done a really good job of exposing who we are, and that is we're fake.
Well, and I've said this to you before. People think I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm just honest.
Yeah.
I
You don't sugarcoat it.
I don't. Well, it's not that I don't sugarcoat. If you want my opinion, you're gonna get my opinion.
Right.
Like, don't ask for my opinion and be like, "Oh my god, you're an asshole." You ask for my opinion, you idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry. That side tangent. But no, it's one of those catch-22s of. I think human beings have a huge issue being fake, and I think once you get to the moment of time where you have enough money that you know you're taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, this is all based around a currency system and a monetary system, not a barter system. It all depends on what economy you have, how well this defines wealth. There you go. Once you are wealthy, now you have the freedom to just be like, oh, this is who I really am.
Yeah, the other thing is, I mean, money makes it so you don't actually have to worry about having people around you because
exactly.
People like being around them. So it's kind of sad that money can actually be
liberating.
No, I was gonna say not your personality. It can be the only reason for a friendship, which is really not.
Well, and that's why I've always honestly been afraid to have a lot of money or be wealthy because I have to. At that point, you have to basically screen who your friends are.
Yeah.
Because it's just like Joe right now.
Yeah.
Jorgensen, JoJo.
Yeah.
You think she's not being careful about who's around her and what she says around people?
Oh, if you're running for president, you have to be.
Just like Biden, just like Trump. Well, Biden's too senile. Just like
If you're running for president and you're not at least a little bit guarded, you're an idiot.
I don't know if Biden is,
Well,
but I think that's due
Yeah.
to like mental deficiencies.
I think he's being used personally.
Oh, I do too. I feel sorry. I've said this how many episodes in a row? I feel sorry for Biden.
Yeah.
I really do. But
I will say, and this is like a personal religious thing. I think religiously, you have to be careful about money and how you deal with it. But that's a very doctrinal thing. So, what?
part of your cult, I get it.
My cold?
Yeah.
What's your cold?
One day you learn how to, tip more than 10% at Applebee's.
I have lots of jokes about my specific denomination
Yes, you do.
because they are all so tight when it comes to money.
But part of it is too. It's also, I guarantee, if you look at the demographic and age,
Yeah,
it's older people,
which
and the older you get, generally, the more tight with money you get. My parents are tighter with money now. Like, wow, I don't know. I like have a bad case of the yawns today.
do you like me? Have you had any coffee today?
No,
probably
that's it. Because I drink coffee all day long at work.
Do you have any like meth in the bag that you can take, or amphetamines or anything?
Sorry, that's bad DNA tie to
Oh,
that.
sorry. Sorry. I mean, I could switch to Coke. It does.
I mean, that makes more sense.
It's still a
Car
stimulant.
sales
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense.
You have any Coke in the bag?
No. I think I might have some Pepsi.
Not the same thing.
Oh,
Pepsi.
I'm kidding. I don't have Pepsi.
Thank God.
Okay.
What is wrong with
Have you ever seen my Coke collection? Or did I pack that? Or did I pack it up?
Your Coca-Cola collection?
Yeah, my Coca-Cola collection.
Don't have a couple kilos or anything.
I strapped a couple kilos of Colombian Bam Bam underneath your front seat and called the local police. You better learn how to drive, boy.
Gosh. Your Coke collection, your Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I've got like a massive Coca-Cola collection.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I gave you some like bottle, like
I've
old
got bottles
antique
from the 30s, 40s, 50s.
Really?
I have signage, I think, from the 50s still.
Really? You take that on like Antiques Roadshow or whatever it
The
is.
problem is it's so common.
Yeah,
Everybody's got
That's
Coke
actually
stuff.
fair.
Like I've got like a Coke bottle from when Arkansas won the national title in football.
That just means there's more demand.
No, there's not.
Okay, no.
It's everybody's like, oh yeah, you have an awesome Coke collection.
Okay.
It's like I really wish I could do something with it. I can't.
You could probably put it on eBay. See what's...
During the middle of a pandemic,
That's true. I
the
used,
market for selling crap right now
Yeah.
is gone.
I used to sell some things online, and there's no demand anymore. And I don't know if that's like economic or if it's just I'm assuming it's economic.
Yeah, people still have money, and the people that do have money to spend
Yeah.
are holding it.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid what's going to happen.
Yeah, which I think is a fair concern.
I really like but this all goes back to what I wanted to try and prove. I guess not prove, but demonstrate. People are people are people.
Mhm.
Once you have the money, you have the freedom to actually be yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
And I find that terrifying. Because that means 1% of the world is actually themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. There's people out there like me.
Like you.
Yeah.
That are just honest and blunt.
I mean, I met a guy. I wanted to sell him a car yesterday. But I met a guy yesterday that was like that. He ended up not purchasing a vehicle, but honestly, I can't. I can't blame him for the reason.
I'm curious now if that's what there are like different ways of classifying personality types. Well, one of like the tests is agreeableness versus I think disagreeableness is what they.
Oh, I was like, are you talking about Briggs-Meyer?
No, this isn't included in there. I actually think
I think Briggs-Meyer's wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. I think it doesn't measure enough.
Okay, yeah. I don't think it has a large enough
which is
question size to
it's
accurately.
that's the nature of trying to quantify anything that's not quantifiable, like personality. I mean, that's you're going to come up short because you can't possibly measure a personality. That just doesn't work. I don't think it's possible.
I think it's possible. I don't think people put enough time to research into it.
But one of the classifications, I think it's agreeableness versus disagreeableness, and I wonder if that's what that's talking about, like whether or not you're.
I've always been told, and this is what I think is funny, because I always got told that I was a confrontational person.
Okay, yeah.
However, people that have always told me that, I'm like, you don't understand how anti-confrontational I really am.
Yeah, I mean, with people that you actually know, you're actually worried about it. Like you don't want to deal with that to some degree.
Well, it's people try to make a bigger deal out of stuff than it actually is.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, what's the problem? This is the problem. Why didn't you call me? Well, because why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
This, and then you get 97 reasons of bullshit, and then it just turns into going. I think I'm anti-confrontational because I don't want to take the time.
Okay. That also sounds kind of.
What?
Like I don't have the time to actually like talk about this. I don't know. That just.
I have time to talk about it. This is what happened. This is what needs to happen. This is the rectification that needs to be done.
Okay. Well, that's not. That sounds more like you don't have the time to be like dishonest or to be like. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have time to sugarcoat things.
no, and then it goes back to perspective. If your perspective is wrong on something, or I don't agree, let me rephrase that. If I don't agree with your perspective on something, that doesn't mean I'm right, and that doesn't mean you're wrong.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's not just you. That's everybody. But not everybody understands.
Controversial stuff, like one of those catch-22s of like I avoid arguments, like especially politics with family members.
Yeah.
At this point, because it's so just.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't like talking about politics. People think that I like talking about it because I've been involved with it. I don't like talking about it. I'm passionate about it because I think a lot of things that are going on there are wrong. But I don't enjoy just shooting the breeze about politics. That's a waste of time. And the other thing is, I'm going to make you mad. That's just the way.
Well, and that's the thing people don't understand about me is, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We'll expound upon that. We'll expound. It's like George Floyd. He's gonna try to trap me the other day about that due to this podcast. And I was like, even if he was OD,
yeah.
Even if all the other things and the qualifiers are bringing up, which I qualifying murdering somebody. But say everything you said is true. Do you think that the cop should have been on his neck, that the officer should have been on his neck for 8.5 minutes? Well, you don't want to say no because that's.
They're trying to stick up for the cops by qualifying, but by trying to make an excuse, when in reality, the cops just messed up. Just go ahead and admit that. They messed up.
But they won't.
Then there's no conversation to be had.
And that's 90% of people, though.
Yeah.
I think there is an asterisk to this, though. 90% of people who are very, very passionate about a certain issue or certain candidates can't adequately explain positions or policies of candidates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they do not have the knowledge base to be.
Right. Well, and
that's what I hate so much about the duopoly.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things, especially coming out in that conversation that you had, you have to be able to admit that you're wrong on something. Like, you just be ready to admit that. If you're not willing to admit that, then don't talk politics with me.
Yeah, because, well, and I think this is why I've distanced myself from a lot of Trump people, and I don't know that many Biden people, but I'm so tired of hearing he's going to keep America great or make America great again. Trump 2020. Like, nice weather we're having today. Yeah, Trump 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, why? And I'm not talking about the lube. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
So somebody said something to me the other day, and they weren't talking about the Trump thing, but it is true of this as well. If somebody did that with any other topic, brought it up all the time in front of everybody, and was so in your face, eventually you would think they were actually mentally ill.
Yeah, but
But when it's political,
get on
it's
Twitter. Get on Twitter. Biden people are the same way.
Yeah, I'm not just saying it's only Trump. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no.
with political issues.
I can't come like just people who blindly, and I mean blindly, follow. Well, he's protecting my guns and my. I'm about to turn myself into a stereotype. We're all the people who are running around with lifted 3/4 ton diesels that use Copenhagen and slap a Trump 2020 sticker on your ass into your truck and be like, "Yeah, America!" You're an idiot because I guarantee 99% of you don't want to discuss politics.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase this. You do not want to discuss the policy which actually pertains to politics, which is the important part. You just want to run around and be part of a team and a winner and this and that, and have no idea what Trump's actually doing. You have no idea what he's done. You have no idea how many press conferences he gives from a golf course. Same way with Barack Obama. I'm not saying one's guilty and one's not.
Cult of personality in general.
Well, he's an asshole because they're trying to destroy him. No shit, it's politics. Is that not part of the game?
Yeah. Are you gonna put a Gaston flag on one side of your back window and then a Back the Blues sticker on the other?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
You're gonna do that?
No. I haven't decided if I'm going to put any stickers on my truck.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
Because I've only got one Jorgensen sticker left. And I'm trying to save it.
Save it. Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Like, because I had a Gary Johnson sticker. Wait, did I change my last name to like Johnson or Jorgensen or something with a J? Can I be the nominee in 4 years? That's good for
Just make it Greg Jingle. Please do that.
Oh, I'm so tired of that.
I might actually vote for that.
Oh, remember, coming up this Christmas, Jingle for Ingle. Well, it'd be a great telephone drive.
Jingle for Ingle.
Yeah, you ever walk around and have change in your pockets you just can't wait to get rid of? You don't like the sound, all that jingling? Donate it to Greg Ingle for president. Jingle for Ingle, 2024.
I know you can do that on the state level. Can you do that on the federal level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know. I would. You have to be able to get text messages every day
True.
from Tom Cotton and Sarah Palin and like this is so robotext. Who believes this is actually Tom Cotton? Like I got one since we've been on air.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's it from?
Tom Cotton. That's why I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
You want to read it to me?
The liberal mob is out of control. We're losing ground in critical states. We can't let them win. Hurry, donate. And then it's the NRSC.
Same story, different day.
I'm trying to see if I got one yesterday. I generally delete them.
Every day.
Oh, I got
3
one from
years.
Eric Trump yesterday.
Oh my gosh. How are you getting these and I'm not?
It was Chairman of the County Party.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I legitimately get one every day.
Somebody messaged me the other day about some speaker that wanted to like get into their like local Republican Party, and they were like, "Hey, did you get this email?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they said, "Well, that must mean that people think we're still like movers and shakers." And I was like, "No, they sent that to every former officer of the county party." Like, don't
Was it county specific, or did I miss an email?
You may have missed an email. This guy was from down south, different county. So
I thought I'm also convinced the state parties can do nothing.
yeah, I'm pretty close to that.
Like, as bad as that makes me sound.
I mean, if they were capable of doing something, they would have done it in the past 40 years.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to be a jerk, but
I mean, I understand the Republicans took control of the state house, but
20 years ago.
yeah, but they didn't change anything as far as actual policy goes.
Yeah, they
Spend-
still haven't.
Spending is probably worse now than it was for the Democrats.
Well, and then that turns around to. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, yep, I got one from Janine Pirro.
Okay.
For Trump. It was a Trump one.
Okay. Are these emails or text messages?
No, if I get a text, I get an email too.
Oh, okay.
Like Senator Tim Scott, Tony Gonzalez. Who was the one? He's in Captain Clay Higgins. I get one from him about every 3 days. Like it's that catch-22. I'm like,
yeah.
Jingle for ankle. What? It's catchy.
Are you actually going to do it?
What? Run for president?
Well, not necessarily for president. You do run for something else.
If I was going to run as a libertarian for anything, I'd be president. Or
Okay.
Or vice president. Something like that.
Yeah. I did decide years ago that I didn't want to be president.
You want to be vice president?
Vice president is a lot more fun.
I want to run for the libertarian nomination for vice president.
Are you running for president?
Yeah, I believe you will.
Okay.
I'm not running for president of the United States. Actually, okay, I'll make you a deal. You tell my wife.
Okay. Are you going to be in the room?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to be behind cover. Because I don't want to give you blood on my shirt.
Going to be hiding on top of that trowel.
Yes, I am.
I don't know. Your wife likes me a lot. She might not actually, attack me.
No, because I know what she's going to do. She'll be like, Greg put you up to this, didn't he?
And then she would immediately leave the room looking for you.
Yes, she would. This is exactly how that's going to happen. It's always my fault. When really, like, people don't understand.
Really what?
A lot of my bad ideas are really somebody else's ideas. I just say them. Like, it's one of those, hey, what about this idea? And I'm like, that's a good idea. And then I turn around and I say it, and everybody's like, why do you always come up with stupid ideas? And I'm like, and I can't turn around, like, if you would tell me an idea, I've done it with you before too. You're like, hey, this would be a good idea. And then I say it to like a group of people, and they're like, that's the dumbest shit we've ever heard. You're gonna die. And I can't just turn around and be like, it's actually Luke's idea because nobody's gonna believe me.
Yeah, the bad part is I was probably in that group and I was like, I heard everybody else's opinion. I was like, oh, great, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's when I quickly like swap out of like group text messages back to like you and me texting. I'm like, you asshole, that was your idea.
Yeah, I have done that before. Group texting is one of my favorite things to.
Yeah, and
so
yeah, I'm just like.
And you're not the only person I do that with either. Like I have other group texts that I'll slip into a private message with somebody and talk about what's going on in the group text.
Oh my god.
And then you'll see things come out of that private text into the group text, and you're like, oh, beautiful.
You've never done it to me directly, but I've had people do it going, hey, I'm about to put this in the group text. What do you think? That's an awful idea, and you've already sent it, or somebody's already sent it. And I'm like, oh my god.
I've done it with you with memes before.
Yeah.
Because I
Is
know.
this too much?
Yeah.
Yes.
Too late.
You should have responded quicker. And I'm like, I was busy. Like I can actually be busy occasionally.
I mean, I can usually tell when you're busy because
I don't. Well,
you have read receipts turned on. So
that's it. But that's also like my. my pet peeve in the world is people who don't turn their read receipts on.
I still need to turn mine off just to mess with you.
I'm telling you, it aggravates me to this day. There's not read receipts and group messages.
Yeah, that does bother me.
Or group iMessages and text messages.
Yeah.
How's that?
I really like.
Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, we'll
Yeah.
just go on Facebook." I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. How? Why don't I just get on Facebook?
See, if you had enough money,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have got banned.
Yeah. Actually.
I see what I mean.
Are,
Money's
are, are
freedom.
you are you talking about like ad usage, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you were spending, I don't think if you were spending enough.
I had that problem come up in politics once. I was working in a race, and everybody in this race, there were like five of them, and they were all invited to go on the radio, and everybody confirmed to get on. Only one person spent money on ads, and they canceled the form because nobody else spent any money.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
They canceled the form because nobody else was spending any money on ads.
It's the radio. How is the radio still a thing?
People over 60.
Do you ever listen to the radio?
About once a week, I'll spend maybe 5 minutes on there surfing through channels looking for something that I like, and I usually don't find anything. So I just go back to my cassette player. My car
You know-
but I still have a cassette. Do you have a cassette player?
No.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
it's been swapped out.
Yeah, it's been swapped out. It came back. It would have come back with one though.
Because your truck is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow, we both drive Ford products now.
Really old Ford products.
Back before Chad bought them. Sorry. Everybody wants to be like, oh, government motors. Ford got a loan too and bailout. They just didn't get it from the United States government.
I mean, I also have a sports car that's a technic. I mean, if you know your
That's
brands,
Ford.
it's a Ford product. I mean, you can tell.
Does it run?
Not very well right now.
Is that how you can tell?
Well, I mean, from the interior, you can just tell it's a Ford product.
Oh yeah, I can see that. See, now if we had money, this would all change.
I have decided I'm not getting rid of that car until it's like, if it comes down to like selling the house that I live in or that car, I'm not sure which one I would pick. I really like that car a lot.
Do you have any questions on why you're not married yet?
Do you think the car is preventing like?
No, I think the fact that you would not sell the house. I think that might have something to do with it.
I mean, I don't want to live out of that car, but I could probably do it. You know me.
I know you. This is why I just
My,
Martha McSally. I get one from her all the time.
I'm going to blame my dad for a second because he used to say you
I'm
can.
gonna blame my dad for a second. When all else fails, point back to your childhood.
I like to quote my dad a lot. You know this.
Yeah.
And usually his quotes are very true.
Your dad does have some very true quotes.
He told me once, you can live out of an airplane, but you can't fly your house.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah. You right.
He also told me you can marry more money in 15 minutes than you can make in a lifetime, which is also true.
Oh,
But
it's true, but you'll be miserable.
you're the one who said earlier money can buy happiness.
Money can buy happiness. Marrying it to get that money is never going to buy that.
Okay.
Money can buy happiness. Marrying something, money can buy happiness. Marriage can be happiness. Marrying money to be happy.
Okay. Whatever. I also have a list of like other sayings. Like, I have it saved on my computer. I have most of them memorized. If you want any of them.
Oh my god. I just want to list. I need to know a list of your denomination specific jokes.
Oh, I can get that for you. That's easy. I can rattle off a few.
Final answer. Does money change people? Or do people just become who they actually are? You know what I mean?
Truly.
Truly are. Does money change people or does money expose true personality?
think I'll probably go with expose his personality.
I just it was a thought. I was like, we needed something to talk about. It's a very interesting
It's a preliminary answer. I haven't really decided yet.
because it depends.
Well, I mean, I haven't made up my mind yet. That's just where I'm at right now. After an hour of talking about it.
Tell people where they can find you on your single social media because you didn't have enough money to not get banned from the rest of them.
You call me poor?
Yeah, we're both poor.
I mean, I am poor.
Poverty lines.
I'm on the Twitter at the Lucas Cohen. I'm trying to branch out. I'm on Keybase, although nobody uses that. I'm also on this new thing that I haven't figured out yet.
What is it?
VK? I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I'm still trying to figure out how that works.
have fun. I'm pretty sure it's Russian owned.
Well, that would explain why there are so many Russians on it.
Oh my
I mean,
god. You know how a no-knock warrant happens at your house?
I'm not.
This is how a no-knock warrant happens. And I can't wait to do the deposition where you're like, I have to find something on Facebook banned me.
Well, somebody sent me this thing, and I was like, oh, it's social media, so I clicked on it.
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
pretty
account-
sure VK is Russian.
I like started scrolling through the newsfeed, and it's like all in.
Oh, was that the
Cyrillic.
screenshot you sent me?
Yes,
That makes, yeah.
it's all Cyrillic, and most of it is actually people with like cars that are like showing off their communist vehicles.
Hey, you never had a, I wonder if Daddy Putin owns this.
That thought crossed my mind, and I did think about deleting it, and I was like,
Too late now.
yeah, might as well use it to learn Russian, I guess.
You can find me on every single social media. Sorry for the wonderfully boring episode of me yawning every 30 seconds. I promise. This is why this is Monday's episode, because everybody's like this on Mondays. And if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you know this is being recorded on Sunday. Just don't spill it. Oops.
What?
Nothing. I just told on myself that this got recorded today. Find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, TikTok, everything.
But probably not on VK.
No, because I don't want the Russians to know my social. I said that, I almost said my social. It's at Greg Dingle. G-R-G-J-I-N-G-L-E.
Don't want the former socialists.
Not wrong form of social. You can also find the podcast on every single platform that the podcast is widely distributed. I want to thank you for listening. I'm going to end this the way I always end this, right after Lucas screws up his tagline.
Vote bold, vote gold. JoJo 2020.
Live today, love tomorrow, and unite forever. Till Valhalla, guys.